favorite vegetable that I cook, and I know y'all would probably be floored, but the thing is, if you know how to cook them, they taste almost like french fries. Like, they are so good. Like, hey y'all, hey, it's Chameleon K, and today I am addressing a question that I got asked on how I healed my daughter's alopecia naturally. And I was asked this a few times, so I just thought it was better to just go ahead and do another video. I couldn't go into much detail like in the comments and stuff like that. It just made more sense to do it this way, so here I am. So again, in the video I was asked, what exactly did I feed her? I think because I went over what I didn't give her, I just kind of talked about what I cut out, things like dairy, nightshades, etc. And then I also talked about what supplements and herbs I added to her diet. So I got a few questions that were pretty much asking me like, but what exactly did you feed her? You know, I have a picky child, or I'm just, you know, they aren't, you know, dairy isn't a lot of things, and nightshades are looked at as vegetables, but people don't know exactly the effect that they can have on your body, etc, etc, etc. So I'm actually talking about what I did feed her, since I did not get into that in the last video. Also, I feel like people may have gotten confused regarding me mentioning the fact that I went on a raw diet cleanse with my kids before, but that was like years before she had alopecia. That wasn't like a current thing. Although, just FYI, that would have worked, but I didn't want to make her go through that. I didn't want to go through that. Like, we did it as a family, and so, you know, as far as the alopecia thing, this was just a whole lot easier because we kind of like, it's more of a clean diet without feeling like, well, gee, like, what can I eat? Like, then you're really asking, like, what exactly is there to eat if you're taking, you know, everything but raw things out of your diet. So just to clarify, I did not make her do it. That was before she even had alopecia. So I did not make her go on the raw diet. I just mentioned that that was something that we had done before. And yes, it would work if that's the route you decide to go. But today I'm talking about what I actually did feed her when I was on that journey of growing her hair back. So I took some notes so that I wouldn't forget, so that to kind of give you guys a thorough idea of what I fed her. The whole point of this video is to address that, so just so you know. Alright, so for breakfast I gave her things like fruit smoothies. So yes, that is considered raw, but you'll see that as I go on, that wasn't all she ate. So in the morning I might give her a smoothie, and that would include strawberries, bananas, mango, blueberries, pineapples, flax seeds for protein, with a little bit of ice and orange juice. We love that smoothie, so I make it a lot, and you don't necessarily have to add, okay, so the thing about flax seeds, or even if you did decide to add spinach or some type of a vegetable in there, the fruit and the orange juice overpower, you know, it's like a fruit flavor. So regardless of what else you put in there, the seeds, all that wasn't that noticeable. So I used flax seeds. You can put any kind of seeds in there that you know, hemp seeds or whatever, and I probably did hemp seeds as well, because I have all types of seeds, so it doesn't matter. It was just something that's, you know, so that she would have some type of protein in her smoothie in the morning, if that was all I gave her. I'd also give her cereal, but with almond milk. I read the ingredients in the cereal, so I wasn't trying to give her like a whole lot of sugar, or I wasn't trying to give her a whole lot of, like, you know, like those sugar filled, like it might as well be candy cereals. I just kind of read the ingredients, and to be honest with you, I cannot remember specifically what I let her get, because I did let her like look through the cereal aisle on her own and pick out her own cereal. But you know, then I would, you know, I kind of sort of like, okay, it can't have this, it can't have that. If you want to like ditch the cereal altogether, then you can, but there are, you know, cereals that if your child will eat it, or if you know, you're interested in eating it, then that are healthy. And so that's pretty much all I can say about that, because I cannot remember specifically what the cereal was. Sorry. Also for breakfast, she may have a granola bar. She may also have, I'd also give her bagels with non-dairy cream cheese. And with that, I would go through and like buy different non-dairy cream cheeses and see which one tastes the best. There was one that I liked that tastes just like cream cheese. Some of them taste nothing like cream cheese. So it was kind of trial and error in that department. I also sometimes make them I will put non-dairy butter, matter of fact. So I would use non-dairy butter. I would put it on the English McMuffin after I toasted the English McMuffin first. Then I would smash up avocado and put the avocado, spread the avocado on the English McMuffin. I would put salt and pepper on top of the actual avocado. Put the egg. So I would typically fry the egg in olive oil. If you don't want to fry it, and you can scramble it, you know, whatever. But anything that I cooked in was always olive oil, just FYI. So I would make the egg, put it on the sandwich, put the turkey bacon on the sandwich, and then give it to them. And the kids love it. And I know you would think like kids don't like avocado, but when it was made in that sandwich like that, oh my gosh, my kids love it. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't know they would love it until I did it, right? But they do. They actually would ask for that sometimes now. So that was one of the sandwiches that I would make. And those are all the breakfast things she eat. So on to lunch. For lunch, I might give her a salad, but then I would put like maybe baked salmon on top, or baked chicken, or baked chicken tenderloins, but I season them really good to kind of give the salad some umph, you know, so she didn't feel like she was just eating salad. So I would just put like a baked meat of choice basically on top, and it was really good. If you season the meat and you season, you know, whatever you put on top of the salad, a lot of times you won't get a complaint, even from a kid. So I would also feed her a turkey, turkey sandwich with mayonnaise. I tried like the non-dairy cheese. It just wasn't happening. She didn't like any of them. So I ditched that. I'm like, okay, well, so, you know, I fed her that. And of course, like, if you want to do another, I mean, this is what I fed her. So it was always, if I did it, it was 9 times out of 10, it was turkey. Also, as far as like what I cooked for dinner the night before, or I made, you know, it just depended on what I cooked, and then they would just sometimes heat that up for lunch. So yeah, so it's specifically for lunch what I just named, but if I had something left over from dinner, sometimes they would just heat that up and eat that. So again, for dinner, baked foods, always baked if you can. I wasn't really trying to touch fried foods at all, and so that made me salmon. It made me again chicken. I actually did all types of seafood. So I don't know, you know, if your kid or you eat seafood, but if you do, that leaves you a lot of options. As far as I'm concerned, we had crab cakes, we had lobster tails, we had shrimp, you know. It was I fed her all types of seafood. I love seafood. It's easy. So yeah, and it didn't matter like what kind of seafood. If I did have to, so for example, my lobster tails, I don't like steamed lobster tails, so I always grill them. And if I'm gonna grill my lobster tail, I always utilize olive oil when I do it, and the non-dairy butter, again, garlic, whatever, you know, like whatever you like, that the seasoning, whatever seasonings you like to add. But yeah, that's pretty much, you know, that gave me a plethora of options. So all types of fish, all types of seafoods. Nothing was really off limits in that department. So as far as vegetables, I sauteed things like spinach, collard greens, kale, And I would always, again, saute it in olive oil, salt, and pepper. And if you like fresh garlic in your spinach, then you can do that as well. I will also cook Brussels sprouts. Now, let me let you know, like, Brussels sprouts are, when I cook Brussels sprouts, that's one of my kids' favorite vegetable that I cook. And I know y'all would probably be floored, but the thing is, if you know how to cook them, they taste almost like French fries. Like, they are so good. Like, but you have to know how to cook them, and you shouldn't taste any tang or anything like that, or else your child probably won't eat it. So for me, when I would cook Brussels sprouts, and if you know how to cook them, you're good, okay? So but again, everything, just the FYI, everything was cooked in olive oil, seasonings. You might use onions, you might use garlic. It's all okay. That's okay. They aren't nightshades, so you can use those, and I did as well. And I also cooked asparagus. So for dessert, I would buy non-dairy ice cream. And so, like, you know, the ice cream with almond milk, or, you know, whatever, cookies and cream, but the non-dairy versions of them. Also the s'mores flavor. And you could, and she would eat the ice cream by itself, but you could also, one thing we would also do is I would blend the ice cream with almond milk, or, you know, something like that, and make a milkshake. So I would make the milkshake, but just use a different type of milk. And that can be almond milk, that can be flax milk, that can be, again, hemp milk, that can be coconut milk if you like that. I just cannot get with that. But you know, any milk besides cow's milk, right? Anything that's like, you know, any nut milk, let's just put it like that. If you like any of those nut milks, so you can taste any different ones and see which one kind of floats your boat. And sometimes it's not even about the specific milk that you like or don't like. Sometimes it's the brand. So I've done my trial and error over the years, so I know what I like, and I know what I'm gonna eat. I know what they're gonna eat. I know what they're gonna drink. So that is what I fed my daughter when I was growing her hair back naturally. See y'all. Love y'all.
Sipping on iced tea, lemonade. See me catching that new wave. Every day gonna celebrate. Going up, gonna elevate. Hey, check me out, check